5-foot hallway down there that goes straight out to the edge of the building. But then what you end up with is 3 spaces along the west side of the building here that would be roughly 20 by 25 that should rent for about $500 apiece. If you wanted to augment those spaces, you could cut in a window that faced the parking lot at the back of each of those 3 spaces, and you could also use some of these existing windows on the interior walls here if that seemed useful or desirable. And then you'd have this back office kind of like it sits now, and this office like it sits now, that could be rented out independently from the other spaces as well as these 3. If we find a tenant that needs a bigger space, we could leave one of the 20-foot dividing walls out, but go ahead and plan the lighting, heating, and any switching kind of requirements, electrical requirements, etc., into the 3 20-foot type spaces, so that you've got that future flexibility to just stick a wall up if necessary and have an independent space. And if somebody wants a bigger space, you pull the wall out. But you would have this main defining hallway that goes straight through the building and divides this half off from this half. And then, and I'm probably going to stop this so these don't get too long for uploading purposes. He's kind of talked about possibly having some viewing. Let me see if I can find a light switch in here. If we could put a window through the wall of the warehouse, he could make a little viewing area in here. But regardless, I think we want to define a wall where this break is. And again, it could slide either direction a little bit and still be adjusted. I guess actually it could slide this way, and then you could fill that in with concrete to make that all flush and this all flush. But I don't think it'd be too difficult, although not necessarily generically useful. And another thing to throw in there is if they ever went back to industrial over there, they'd require explosion-proof type windows between an industrial and an office space. But for what he's doing and what any retail office use would be, the window wouldn't have to be that way. So if you had like a big retail facility here with some offices and their manufacturing on the other side, the window would still be generically useful to a use like that, but it's kind of a need specifically tailored to coach.